What is my beautiful weebs, otakus, whatever you want to be called that you know of anime. Now today we're going to be doing what if Deku was cheated on and slash became a badass. Now, the way we're going to start this is Hisashi Midoriya was having problems with Inko as his Hisashi's hair was black and Deku had white. And as Deku had white and green hair, the green was obviously from Inko, but where the freak did the white come from? He would question. He would actually think Inko would cheat on him and would begin to have arguments with Inko every night until finally Hisashi left. Inko would think that this was all Midoriya's fault and begin to hit on Midoriya and not really care for him. Just then, also, Inko did not cheat. It was just the hair color that Deku was born with. She would begin to hit on Deku, and Deku would slowly begin to hate Inko. For that, Inko would actually go to a hospital, and Midoriya would be living in a adoption center, waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to adopt him, which no one would ever do. By the time he was going to middle school, he actually had hated Bakugo as Bakugo bullied him every single day. Also, Uraraka in this would actually go to the same middle school as Deku before UA. But Deku had one person that he truly liked, which was Uraraka. He would actually ask Uraraka to go to stand under the cherry blossom tree after school. As she waited, she would finally see Deku heading up, and Deku would finally get there. Deku would then finally tell Uraraka that he had liked her for many years now. She would actually say yes, and Deku would jump with excitement, as he's never had something good happen to him in his life. Deku would slowly begin to notice further into the relationship that Uraraka wasn't paying as much attention to him, and when she did, it was only for money or to go shopping. This wasn't a problem for Izuku though, as he still had her as a girlfriend, and she had told him that her parents were broke and couldn't buy anything for her or afford even a simple old house, and that her rent was due. This would always be her excuses, but in this timeline, Uraraka was actually rich and just using Deku. Deku would then go buy a present for Uraraka, which is a necklace, and that is gold and has a heart on it that has two pieces which you can take apart and connect. Deku would actually take one half and hold it in his hand and take the other half and put it around his neck. He would slowly get further and further to the school, and he would finally arrive at the school. He would then... Uraraka said that she was being tutored by her tutor, but really, she was seeing Bakugo and letting him clap her cheeks. Deku would then get closer and closer to this classroom that she said she would be tutored in, which is, let's just make up a random teacher, Miss or Mr. David's class. There you go. So, as he would get closer, he would hear, "Oh, Katsuki, go faster!" And then he would then overhear the conversation of Katsuki basically clapping Uraraka's cheeks. As Katsuki would start to finish up, he would then say, when are you gonna break up with that dang nerd? I'm tired of you always being around him. Uraka would say, oh, don't worry about it, I'll break up with him soon. Which she was not planning to do anyway, because she was just going to use him for more money anyway. But she wanted to have Bakugo and Deku at the same time, one for money, one for pleasure. So, Deku didn't actually, he not even open the door or even confront her about it, but just leave. Also, I did get this idea from a What If YouTuber. The link will be in the description, along with my Discord server if you want to join. So, Deku would actually be furious, and he wouldn't even open the door. He would just straight up leave. They would then say, Bakugo would then say, did you hear that? No, Uraka would then say, did you hear that? And Bakugo would say, who cares? It's just some footsteps. Probably some after-class students. Uraka would then say, but what if it's not after-class students? Then Bakugo would then say, it doesn't matter. Let's just continue. Deku, getting outside, would throw the necklace that he had in his hand, bundled up for Uraka, against the wall, and it would crack. Deku would then just begin to say, piece of shit, can't believe I trusted you. Deku would then take a small pocket knife out that he had and throw it at a glass window, making the glass window crack. At this point, Deku never ever trusted anyone ever. He would occasionally go to see his mother in the hospital, and Inko would actually get better and better. It's kind of like Ray from Todoroki's family. But he still could not forgive her all the way. Hey, he would actually go visit her in anger and frustration. She's starting to begin to get like her canon self, basically. She would then say, oh, Izuku, you're here. Are you frustrated about something? As she sees the expression on Izuku's face. He then says, nothing, Mom, shaking with anger, sitting down next to her. In a chair. Oh, she's on the bed, but he sits down next to her on a chair, basically. You guys understand, but she would then say, where's the girl with brown hair that you usually visit me with? I think it was your girlfriend, am I correct? Izuku then gets more frustrated, and Inko doesn't want to bring up the topic anymore. She would then begin to ask about Izuku's day and how was it, as Izuku would just respond terrible, and Inko would talk to him about it. And then she would then begin to say, I know you can't forgive me all the way, as I had beat you when I was younger and you were younger. But hear me out, you can always open up to me. Izuku would then let his frustration out, saying, Mom, I don't want to. I don't need to. As he would begin to slowly sob. Inko would then say, shh, it's gonna be okay. Izuku would then start to spill about what had happened. Inko would then say, oh, I'm so sorry, Izuku. And Izuku would then leave the hospital less happier than he was already. So, now he wouldn't trust anybody that wasn't his mother at all. Every time he would walk down the street, he'd always have his pocket knife ready in his hand. Now, I think this is where I'm going to be ending it. And if you guys want a part 2, I know it's not anything insane. And it's not even canon right now. This will probably be part 0. But yeah.